What is up, guys? So, I know I said I'm going to be doing an Amazon FBA private labeled trilogy, but it's going to be more than a trilogy, a lot more than 3 videos. Yesterday we went over how to get started. Basically, do you need to start with your Amazon seller account first? Do you need to start with your LLC first? And the steps were kind of start your LLC while you're doing your product research. And today, I'm going to give you some tools on how we do product research. Guys, I've been doing this for 16 years. It's pretty wild. I think the longest I've known in this space. But I'm going to give you a few of my criterias, and people usually pay me 10 grand for this. And this is how to pick your product. Now, you have to be using software when doing your product research because a lot of times we go off of the data. So it's really important to go off of the data because you can see the yearly sales cycle of a product. And not only that, you can see the monthly revenue of the product. You can see how much the product weighs, which is extremely important because that's going to be your FBA fees. If you have really high FBA fees, then you might want to pick a smaller product because, I want to make sure that I have 35 to 55% margins after Amazon's fees. So, one thing I look at, guys, is the revenue sweet spot. This is huge. This is one of the biggest things that I think about. It's one of the biggest things I put into account when doing product research. And what the sweet spot means is I want to make sure that the product that I'm looking at has at least $10,000 per month in revenue. At least. However, this one's a game changer. I want to make sure the product is not doing over $200,000 per month in revenue. And guys, this is absolutely crucial that we stay in between this revenue sweet spot because a lot of people look at the flashy things, products doing $1 million a month. You can find products doing $5 million a month. And it's just not really feasible for most sellers or for most people trying to get into the space because in order to get to that first page spot, you have to be selling a certain amount of units to compete with those guys. So if you're finding products that are doing $10,000 per month, you might only need 30 to 50 sales to get to the first page. However, if you're looking at $500,000 per month, you might need 1,000 to 2,000 sales in 7 days to get to the first page. So this is absolutely crucial. I like to find products that are pretty niche down and that are doing minimum $10,000 per month, but maximum $200,000 per month. So I'm sticking in between that sweet spot so that I am putting minimal into account, minimal into my budget, and then I'm reaping at least $10,000 a month in rewards. So revenue sweet spot is absolutely huge, guys. Also, another thing I look at is can we improve the product? So yesterday I talked a little bit about differentiation, and this has to do with differentiation. Can we improve the product? How do we improve the product? Is it A, going through all of the 3 and 4 star reviews or 1, 2, and 3 star reviews to figure out the biggest pain points of the product? Or is it B, finding a complementing item to add to your product in order to enhance the listing and stay, different than everybody else? For instance, I have a student of mine who she's selling a wine cooler bag. And sure, there's wine cooler bags out there. But we made ours, 1, waterproof, so it doesn't leak. So that's a big differentiation. And 2, we added insulated wine cups to go with it so that somebody wasn't buying insulated cups separately and they can just buy the bag and have them together. So that's a big improving on the product as well. Also, make sure the product isn't seasonal. And a lot of people think seasonal is A, summer product, or B, a winter product. Seasonal is not just a summer or winter product if it sells all year round. Don't get confused by that. A lot of people think that, what I actually make sure of is a seasonal product to me is a Halloween product, a Christmas product, or an Easter product. When those months are for the actual product itself. If you type in Easter or Christmas or Halloween in the search bar, that's what makes it, to me, a seasonal product. Product is not seasonal if it sells all year round through summer and winter. And so make sure you know that. Also, is the product under 5 pounds and under 18 inches? If it's not, then you're deemed an oversized seller on Amazon. You don't want to necessarily be an oversized seller on Amazon because then you're going to have high Amazon FBA fees. And FBA fees are what people pay per unit to get their products stored in Amazon's fulfillment centers, to get their products shipped from Amazon's fulfillment centers, and basically for Amazon to do all the heavy lifting for you. And sorry guys, but we actually need our products to be in FBA fulfillment centers. Reason being is we won't cater to the prime customers unless we are in their fulfillment centers, because Amazon wants to make sure that they can stick to their 2 to 3 day shipping for you to get your product. So also want to make sure the product is not patented. Most products on Amazon aren't patented, but there still is a decent amount that are. And one way to figure out if the product is or not is you can look on USPTO for patents and trademarks. Also, if you're typing in the product's main keyword and you only see one seller and you're not seeing 70 sellers, then there's a good chance that product might be patented. So USPTO is a website for you to check if there's a patent, or again, if you only see one seller on Amazon selling that item, it could very well be patented as well. Another criteria that I have in my list is making sure the product isn't a commodity. And what do I mean by that is not sold in your most physical stores. So think of kind of niche stores like outdoor stores or fishing stores or hunting stores. Those are great places to find potential products to sell on Amazon. But if it's a commodity like dishes or silverware, things that you really can't differentiate, and things that you can find in your local Walmart, I would kind of stay away from those. Because again, guys, we want to be different than everybody else. We want to figure out how to differentiate than everybody else, and that's a huge thing with being a private label seller. Another thing I look for is when you're on the first page of whatever the keyword is for the product that you're looking to sell, are there at least 6 people on the first page with under 150 reviews? And if you're niching down, you'll find tons of people with under 150 reviews, and that's a great sign. Because if you're looking at, let's say, phone cases, I guarantee you're going to find almost every single seller has thousands of reviews, even 10s, 20s, hundreds of thousands of reviews. And we kind of want to stay away from those. Those are something we don't want to get into. And another one big tip that I'll give you is search volume. Again, you need to use software when doing this, but search volume, search volume, search volume. Make sure your main keyword is getting at least searched 6,000 times per month. If you're getting under 6,000 searches per month, chances are likely you won't hit that $10,000 a month mark in revenue. However, if your product is getting more than 6,000 searches per month, then that's great, and you have a product that is sought out after, and then you just got to go over and figure out the differentiating ways. So guys, those are my tips on the criteria I look for when picking a private label product. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back for more.